It's the Chin Checkers podcast, all about the fight game with Mr. Get That Work and Hawk Von Dame. Grab your device of choice and tune in. You'll never know what topics gonna get it on the chin. Boxing, MMA, UFC as well. They discuss who got the win, who took the L, who won the belt, who pound for pound, who fell, who ready for war, who got next. Ring the bell.
Chin Checkers, the best boxing podcast out there.
Yo.
Yeah.
What up, fellas? Let's get into it, man. What's going on?
Yo, fight day. We here. We finally here.
I just want to say that intro is sick.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Sick.
Thank you.
For real, for real.
Thank you, brother.
Yo, you looking mad smooth over there. Work, you got the Marvel shirt with the colorful hat, man. I hope you don't think your boy's gonna be an Avenger tonight.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you that. We could get straight into it. I'm going with Canelo for a certain reason. I'm going with Canelo for the sake that he better win. He better win. He better win, and it better be by knockout.
Yo, why didn't neither one of y'all tell me I have my glasses on, man?
Hey, brothers, you need to see. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's really my hot take. I feel like Canelo needs to win by knockout. Because he's fighting a guy that's, let's not forget, is 2 weight classes smaller. And he's fighting a guy who, boxing skill wise, is decent, but I would not put him on a Bivens level type of boxing skill. He needs to knock out the less skillful, smaller guy. Needs to knock him out.
Bro, this fight isn't even close, man. It's not close. It's nothing to be excited about. It actually would have been more exciting 2 years ago had he fought the other brother at 160. That fight never happened. Canelo, the only thing that could make this fight dramatic is you never know when someone's going to get old. That's basically what we're doing. If you were in these camps and you were close to them, I would bet the house right now on the knockout, which I did put money up. I'm betting the knockout. DraftKings got it like plus 350. Bet the knockout. That's the safe bet. Oh, wait. That's 7 to 12 rounds. And that's actually not safe because I think Canelo's going to come out here and make a statement, man. John, what are you thinking, man?
Yo, man, you took the words out of me right now. Took the words out of me, though. Definitely, I think he has to make a statement. And as far as like the weight class, Charlo, he still looks bigger than Canelo, though. He does.
No, he's taller.
Yeah,
he's taller, but I mean, I think naturally, like a natural weight level, like he's still bigger than Canelo. You know, I don't think Canelo's really like that natural weight level. But I do highly agree with you, though, man. It's gonna be. I mean, it has to be though a KO before the 12th round, though.
What are we thinking? What round are you thinking?
As far as like the round wise, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it could go past 6. I think so. I could be like a Caleb Plant fight. It could be just, 10th round, 11th rounds, right before, you know what I mean, it goes to, into the decision.
So that's the reason that I kind of make the bet. I bet $100 on the plus 300 going from the 7th round on knockout Canelo. The thing is, he's not on the level of Caleb Plant. He's not as good defensively. He's not as good movement-wise. He's a really good counterpuncher, which, let's say if naturally they both were 168, then maybe I would give him a shot.
I got to cut you off. Hold on. I don't think Charlo is a good counterpuncher. I think he's a good counterpuncher depending on the distance he's at. Because, it won't be a smart idea, even though he has some good hooks. It won't be a smart idea to hook off with Canelo.
No, of course not, man.
Keeping him at the end of your punches. But I will say this and interject just a little bit. You're right with comparing him to Caleb Plant, but he does have power. and it seems like he has more power than Caleb Plant, even though Caleb Plant is in a higher weight class than him. So I think that is kind of what makes it look like a close fight for some people, that Charlo does have knockout power. Not one punch, even though he has done that in the past. He has one punch knockout, but he does have knockout power.
Not to cut you off. He does have one punch knockout power, just not at 168.
Facts.
He got one punch knockout power at 154. And the thing is, we've seen a fighter like similar build, not style, but build of someone taller boxing wise, longer reach, getting there with Canelo, and Canelo dismantled them. We've seen a smaller guy, Brian Castano, give Charlo fits, man.
Right.
That's kind of the comparison. What are you saying, John?
No, I'm saying I'm in total agreement with you right now. Like, I mean, 1,000%. Yeah. Castillo gave him definitely a problem. I mean, obviously, like, you know, we spoke about this, you know, previously, but it was a draw. And the second fight, I mean, Charles took him out. I mean, but it was late. But he took him out though eventually. But I mean, that makes me question though, your skill wise, you know.
And he was having problems. I believe it was the second or third round. Castano wobbled him. I can't remember the round of the first fight. I didn't watch film on the first fight. I watched the second one and I left unimpressed because even in this second one, like you said, John, he knocked him out, but he was still getting touched. You're not going to take too many punches from Canelo. If I knew and was actually in the camp and knew what was going on, I would bet under 7 rounds, actually, because I was watching the film on him fighting Ryder. And while he took Ryder was tough, man. But after the fight, he looked like a busted up tomato, man. His face looked horrible. He probably needed plastic surgery after that shit.
Now, you know, I think it's a smart bet that you said 7-12. I think that's a better bet. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be within the first 6. And I say that because I think Charlo has better defense than Ryder. I don't think he's going to fight that game plan. He has a pretty good coach in there with him. So I'm pretty sure the game plan is to keep him at a good distance. And honestly, Charlo, he has power when he could hit you at the end of his punches. Like I said, he does throw some hooks, which has laid people out. But his clean shots in the Castano 2 fight and the first one, it's clean when he catches them at the end of the punches. I think he could do that with Canelo. I think he can get it up to maybe 8, 9, 10th round, and Canelo should stop him. But that's where Charlo could, I would say, even win a split decision if he can keep Canelo at bay. I don't think he can, but I think that's the only way he wins. I don't see him knocking him out. I see the only way he wins is possible split decision if he can keep Canelo off him. That's it. But Canelo got to just keep the pressure, and Charlo doesn't seem to do too good under pressure.
Yo, I don't think he has a chance in hell. That's it.
God damn.
Doesn't happen.
Boxing, anything, Hulkman name, anything can happen in boxing, though. I mean, it's one thing about that's what to me makes it more, the most exciting about boxing, because anything can happen in boxing. I mean, one punch could just turn around everything. Like, you could be winning 12 rounds, practically, but at that last 35 minutes and 59 seconds, that one punch could just change everything. Yeah, I mean, that's what one thing about boxing, though. Like,
so I agree with you. The only thing is, this doesn't make sense because of the weight division difference. It doesn't make sense because of the time difference. The only shot he realistically has is if Canelo has aged. And again, I don't know because I'm not in the camp. I watched the documentary recently on De La Hoya, and De La Hoya was talking about how they came to him and was like, "Hey, would you fight Pacquiao?" And I thought the same exact thing when they came up with the idea. Manny Pacquiao is way too small for De La Hoya. and then you know it happened. De La Hoya proceeded to beat Manny Pacquiao beat the daylights out of De La Hoya. But when you watch the documentary, De La Hoya talks about how that was one of the first camps ever. He was drinking. He was fucked up in that camp. His mind was no longer on boxing. And during the fight, when he's getting his ass kicked, he was so depressed that he was hoping Pacquiao killed him in the ring. I'm thinking that's the only thing that could happen in this fight. Does Canelo get old before our eyes? And I don't know. I'm not in this camp to see. And to be honest, he did look a little old in the tooth against Ryder. Ryder said it at the end of the fight. That's really all we can hope for, to see if this isn't the old lion fighting the young lion. This is the old lion being smart and fighting another old, smaller lion.
Well, I'm going to say this, not for nothing. Unlike Charlo, especially Mel Charlo, he did not seem like a lion at all. Like his demeanor seemed real soft, surprisingly, very respectful, very soft. Even at the face-off with the weigh-in, I thought, he would say some stuff, get in his face a little bit. Nothing. A little surprising.
I mean, you think because of the issue he's having with his brother could play a factor in that?
I'm not saying that it can't, but Charlo's like type of like personality, he doesn't seem to be bothered by it. He doesn't seem to be phased. The other Charlo brother, Jamal, he seemed to be going through something for almost 2 years now, and Mel has just continued with his career. So I don't want to say that at all. I don't think it hinders him at all.
You think so? I mean, because that's your brother, though, man. Like that's your blood brother. Like you was raised with him. Like
hey, I get that, but he's been fighting and he's been winning, so you can't use that. I'm not sure if you can use that excuse now. I'm not saying that it is an excuse, but I'm not sure if you can use that now because you've been winning fights previously.
Look. I have my family history is bananas. Yeah. So I'm already used to everything that happens. It's been rumored that them two have been beefing with each other for years. So I think they're already prepped. I think it's more, how is he going to handle the pressure of everything? This is his first real mega fight. He's had other big fights, but he is now being elevated to the eyes of being a superstar at this point. And I'm going to just be honest, man. I think you got to get the bag if you're Charlo. You got to get the bag. But this is a letdown by Canelo, man. This is a huge letdown, and I'm not going to let him get away with it without ripping him a new one. Fuck that. He shitted on Mayweather for years and did the exact same shit. Fuck out of here. The old lion versus the young lion would have been him versus David Benavidez. So I don't give a fuck what this fight turns out. That was a fucking soft-ass move. In the words of Adrian Broner, shut that soft-ass shit down, man. Shut that soft-ass shit down, man. No one cares about this fight. I'm not paying for this one neither, man.
Oh, man. That is somewhat of an unpopular opinion, but I think I could beat that. I got a real unpopular opinion. You ready?
Let's go.
I think Canelo fucked up Bivol's greatness. I think he fucked his greatness up. Canelo and the WBC. I'll tell you why. Because Bivol deserved a rematch. And the only thing he asked for was to fight at 168. He said, I will be at a disadvantage and fight at your weight class just for a chance to be undisputed. And Canelo did not allow that. And also the WBC won't allow that fight to happen between him and Beterbiev because they have a ban on Russian athletes. So basically, Bivol's greatness, he could have did the Terrence Crawford, but he's getting put on the back burner and nobody even notices. And I feel like Canelo fucked up that chance for him. He should have gave him a rematch at 168, but Canelo, I think he was scared to lose again. Honestly. I honestly think
I agree, bro. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's it. That's all I want to say.
Bro, like I mean, I want to cut Hulk.
No, go ahead. Go in.
No, I'm saying though, I highly agree because he actually dropped weight to fight him. But I think Canelo is trying to make it seem as if I step up to your weight level and if I lose again, it's like I made another sacrifice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was the whole point of Canelo because, I mean, Bivol beat him convincingly. Like, that was no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know? And Bivol, like, he's very technical. Like, he actually reminds me a lot of Usyk. Very technical. Like, he really understands the science of boxing.
Right.
And I think Canelo, he understands that too, though. But again, though, Canelo is a household name, though.
Yes.
So we got to protect the brand.
Right. Right. You're right. You're right.
The thing that gets me upset with Canelo is that, and I don't want to shit on Mayweather because I always come off like a Mayweather hater. I do. And maybe in some aspects I am, but it's validity to what I'm saying. I felt Mayweather hurt boxing, and I've been saying this for years. This isn't just a thought because we started this podcast. I've been saying this for years. I stopped watching boxing because of it. He is technically amazing. And with responsibility, with all that greatness, you had a duty to go out there and perform. And the fact that you chose the business aspect of it, and he tells you that, hey, I wanted to leave with all my faculties and make all the money, and he's made all the money. He gets the greatest businessman. But he hurt the business because even Canelo, this guy wouldn't fight anyone in his prime, went and piggybacked and did the same thing. Canelo had a chance to go on an incredible run, almost a Pacquiao-like run, where he could have went and took on Charlo when the older Charlo wasn't going through all the mental problems, at least publicly. Could have fought him 2 years ago before the meltdowns, and I would have favored him. He could have, after that, fought Caleb Plant, and we already saw what he did to Caleb Plant, and then it could have lined up for an even mega fight right now where we're talking about him versus David Benavidez. And I favor Canelo in all those fights, in all of them. So I'm just upset with this president where everyone goes, let me get the bag first. And it hurts us as the paying customer, and it hurts the product because now look at the residual of all the fight is under. Everyone's willing, this person's got to take 30% or this person's got to take this or that. None of you fucking guys are superstars. Cut it out. You're not. The Shakurs, the Devin Haney's, the Tios, all of them, they're not superstars. I don't understand it. You look at the
What's going on, baby? Go ahead.
That's the truth. Am I saying something wrong or come on?
Look, I agree with you for the most part, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit. I agree with you. But at the same time, when you're getting older within this sport, whether it's boxing or MMA, you start to your mind starts to change a little bit on which direction you want to go. Now you want to start being a little smarter about the move that you make. So I do understand that. And I say that because I am not exaggerating. This is not a made-up story. This is not exaggeration. Just last week on 125th and Lenox, Mitch Green is out there high as hell, bending over, falling over. He don't look the same. And Mitch Green was somebody who was fighting Tyson years ago. And now look at him. So what I'm saying is sometimes you got to choose a path that's not just best for your legacy. And I get it. That's what you should do in most cases, but you got to choose what's best for you as well. So these guys who are young, you're absolutely right. You're young, get in there, do what you got to do. When your mindset starts to change is when you get a little older. So I kind of give you a little bit of a pass. So, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm riding both lines here. I think it depends on the resume. I think it depends on the person. And maybe a lot of Canelo stands feel like he put enough work in. I'm not sure if I feel like that sometimes. I think he could have did a little things differently, but I think that's where, I'm saying the difference is. Some people feel like, hey, he put enough work in, so now he gets to cruise. Same thing with Mayweather. When he was younger, he put a bunch of work in. Now he gets to cruise. I get it, but I guess it is what it is. The game.
John, you giving them a pass? What do you think?
Nah, I mean, what I will say though, I do understand your perspective about that though, but I really, it's really based on your surroundings though, like who you're around with though.
Yeah,
that you're around that actually care about you,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because that definitely makes a hell of a difference. These are people that I'm saying, they're not your yes mans. These people actually they really care about you.
Yeah,
and I mean that's the hugest thing that I always look at. Who are you around with? Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was worth what, 300 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I mean, you got to really pick your surroundings or who you're around with. You know what I mean? And obviously, when you come, when you become like a mega star like that, and you're making those $100 million, those $100 million, like you got to be very selective of who you actually pick to be around you, man, because it's going to change your life.
Right. They keep you grounded in more ways than another.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's why I always tell people, like, I mean, you got to like analyze people and really understand like who's really your friend.
So let me ask you this, Sean. Let me ask you a question. We heard what Hawk went off about, and like I said, I agree, and I kind of disagree at the same token. When it comes to Canelo, do you feel honestly that he's done enough work where he can cruise on by for the rest of his career?
You trying to say like he's trying to go like the Tyson Fury right now? Because Fury is trying to go that route right now too, though. Fury's fucking playing a UFC fighter right now.
No, we not gonna switch it up. We not gonna.
I'm just saying.
We gonna keep it personal. We gonna keep it with Canelo.
No, fuck that. Let's get into
I'm just saying. I love Fury. Remember, he made me richer.
Hey, some news came out that he is gonna fight Usyk, but I'm just asking. Do you feel like Canelo did enough work for let's say like maybe this fight and the next two fights on Showtime, maybe that's it for his career? If he never fights Benavidez, are you okay with that?
I think he's more selective as far as like the fighters, but he's not.
Are you okay with it though? Are you okay with it?
If I'm okay, what, like to fight like
if he doesn't fight Benavidez, Canelo?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, man.
I got you 100%. I'm not.
I don't want to get into the Fury to stuff though, but hold on. What happens with everyone that you name in boxing and other than Mayweather?
Okay.
Most of these fighters understand that you only got a certain amount of time to get the bag. The thing is, they don't max it out. And what happens is later in the career, when they start to see that their treads are gone, is when they go, oh, now I'll fight everyone. And I hate that. I hate
Sometimes,
that. One of my favorite fighters of all time was Roy Jones, the most gifted fighter in the world, but no one superstar-wise could match him. No one could match him skill-wise, talent-wise, all these things. And once it left, now he was willing to give people the 70-30, the 50-50. He was willing to bend more. And I hated that because in your prime, no one could touch you, and you should have been willing to bend then. I remember it was an interview. I don't know if y'all remember this, where Bernard Hopkins and him were talking shit live, and he said, well, how about we do 60-40 to the winner? And then Roy went, how about we do 100% to the winner? And then Bernard backtracked it. You saw the whole Philly come out of him where the gangster left and he, oh, no, we're not doing that. No, you know.
I mean, I understand because they both deserve to get paid. But
the thing is,
go ahead.
My foot. You get the bag, but at what point as an individual, me, I never got to live out my dream. I never even got to compete with these guys. I know almost all these guys that are around my age. You know, Daniel Jacobs, all the New York fighters, Zab Judah, all these people. I know all of them, not on a personal level. They don't know me because I was the kid in the background hurt working out with them. They don't fucking know me, but I'm dying. Even at fucking 40, I want to fight. At some point, you got to just let it all ride and go for it. You got to. The money's going to be there. You could do the Mayweather route. Hold on. We want to talk about bag. Do you know who's the top 5 highest paid boxers?
I do not know.
Well, I think Jake Paul is one of the top 5.
That's where I was going. Thank you, John. Jake Paul.
Let's go.
Yo. Millions of people know him, okay? You're going to leave my man, Mr. Got Your Hat, alone. We going to leave him alone. Leave that man alone. Okay? Fuck out of here.
Yo, I'm okay with you getting the bag, but you can't make your whole career. After a while, you push yourself, especially while you still got juice to do it.
Why can't you make your whole career? And again, I'm playing devil's advocate because when I watch other podcasts, shout out to all the other podcasts, not everybody, but certain ones. When I watch when I watch Gilbert Arenas and I watch like all the smoke and stuff like that, they talk about making money. They don't care about. Not everybody's like that, but especially Gilbert Arenas. He's like, I don't care about no ring. I wanted to get paid. He was like, what's that ring gonna cost me? So for the athlete that's actually in there competing, their mindset is a little different. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand that's a team sport. That's a little different. That's basketball. But he was like, I want the money. I don't want the ring. He's like, if I was told that I played for 10 years, whatever he said, and you give me 500 million versus me winning 5 wings, I'm taking a 500 million.
Now, the problem with that is if you do like John says and you don't have yes men in your corner, if you don't have what are called leeches in your corner, and all of us are pushing each other and bigging us up, yo, you should do this, you should do this, and do this, and actually empower each other. You don't have to worry about the business aspect of things. You will make great business decisions. And people forget failure is a part of life. It's okay to fail and lose. The reality is nowadays, everyone's got this Instagram thing. What is really the difference? And I'm a minimalist. I don't need to throw money in the air. I actually don't need the interview. I used to do this shit for free. John, you remember when we saw us talk about boxing in the streets? This is
1,000%, brother. 1,000%.
I didn't need YouTube to do this shit, and I don't need money, or I don't need to actually have been in the ring to have a valid opinion. Right now, too many people are valuing the wrong shit, especially these kids. I heard Jay-Z, I'm referring to. Say,
I was just thinking of a metaphor. I'm gonna ask you this: money versus legacy, right? Both these individuals are good. Who would you rather be at the end of your career? Jay-Z, tons of money, pretty well respected, or Jadakiss, very well respected and looked at as to be one of the best, if not the best for some people. Would you rather be Jay-Z or Jadakiss? And then I guess there's a middle ground, someone like J. Cole. It's hard to choose whether you want the legacy, the money, or trying to be right in the middle. It is hard when you're in that field.
Work. Answer your own question, because I want you to answer, then I want John to answer. Answer your own question. What would you want? Would you want legacy and legacy, riches, or what? Let's go with the metaphor you laid out. J. Cole, Jadakiss.
I would try to do something like a J. Cole. I would try to be in the middle. I would try to give the fans what they want, but then, I would try to do me and get money, man. That's why I don't, even though I'm not happy with this fight with Fury versus Francis Ngannou, he's trying to get a bag. He's trying to secure a bag. So it's kind of like he's trying to secure a bag. How I'm going to hate on that? Realistically, it is a smart business move. It's not the fight that I want to see, but it's a smart business move. So I'm not too upset by it.
What fight would you want to see real quick before we turn it over to John?
Obviously, I would want to see Usyk right away.
Okay.
Obviously, I would want to see Usyk right away. If he wasn't going to get Usyk now, then Joshua. You know what I'm saying?
I think we all wanted that for quite some time.
So,
John, what are you taking? Legacy on that metaphor work beautifully laid out, man. What would you want?
I mean, when you talk about money, though, money is a human construct, right? Like it's like basically invented by us,
right?
So it's an idea. So obviously, money definitely is a tool for us to give us more freedom, more leverage. However, though, when it comes to legacy, you can't buy that. That's something that I'm saying is just priceless,
right?
You know what I mean? And that's why I go so hard with legacy, because I mean, think about these fighters, like especially like these fighters that came from like very, from impoverished countries, and really like they really went all out. I tip my hats off to them, man, because they went through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And to make it to that extent with actually, I mean, like literally nothing, I gotta applaud that, man.
Right.
And again though, legacy lives more longer than the money. It definitely does. Historically speaking, it definitely does. Because again, you have the richest people, but people respect more of of what you've done.
That's true. Very true.
I mean? They respect that more. And that's why I really admire more people like, that actually really step up to that, kind of character, because, it's a bunch of wealthy people in the world and we don't know anything about them. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know the 10 wealthiest people in the world right now.
You're right.
Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett's. But we can't, name the 7 that comes after that. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really based on, I mean, what you actually put into this earth and, portray yourself as a person and make a contribution, though. You know what I mean? And boxing, obviously it's a very competitive sport. It's a very deadly sport.
Yes.
I mean, I got to respect anyone that actually goes into that ring and really put their life on the line.
John or Jada Kiss? John Jada.
John Jada.
John Jada. John Jada. Let's see what you got, Hope. Let's see.
Really, the metaphor which you're going with is now asking these fighters, do you want to be Mayweather? And what they're doing is going, yeah, I want to be Mayweather. But what they're really doing is trying to be Jake Paul. That's really what they're trying to do. And it's not a knock on Jake Paul. Jake Paul built it a brand for years.
Yeah.
He built it a brand for years. Now he's making millions of dollars fighting, but he was already successful and knew how to market himself. It led to him becoming a child actor, and he knew how to garner attention. So the thing is that he already had a blueprint to making money, and then just took it and added his physical gifts, and it turns out that he's actually a pretty good fighter. But 10, 20 years from now, unless he truly dedicates himself, and I can't see it starting this late at life, to build a brand like a Pacquiao, Duran, Ali. I can't see him having that legacy. I'm not saying he can't, because he really puts in the hard work. But people are going to know him more for the amount of money and the positive things outside of that. And he doesn't pretend to do that.
Right.
And That's kind of my problem with today's market. If you chose boxing, you got to figure out the other stuff and other ways to make money. The money's going to come, but you got to learn how to make it in a different way. You know, don't just sit there and cherry pick, because after a while, other than your fans, people could see it. We know when people are bullshitting in boxing. We know when a guy's avoiding and ducking someone.
No, I won't say that. Some people are in denial, but
in denial.
Absolutely. I mean, guys, I understand where you're coming from, and like I said, I feel like I'm on a crossroads because I feel like I'm in between, because some of these guys, boxing, MMA, they go out there and they put their life on the line for our entertainment. Think about that. They put their life on the line for our entertainment. Who am I as a person to say you should fight that guy and not that guy? Even though you going, you know what I'm saying, this is for your legacy. This guy's worth more money. I want to see you fight the guy for your legacy. It's for my entertainment. They're putting their life on the line. So maybe if they had things that, benefit them a little more in their career, like, healthcare, like complete healthcare coverage for them and their entire family, maybe I might feel a little different. They don't have that. Maybe if they was given like a pension after they was done fighting, they don't have that. Maybe if those things were in place, I might feel a little different. So that's why I don't judge them too much or too harshly when they go for the money.
But bro, it's not a promoter's job to make sure you have health care. It's not a
you're right, but I'm saying that all fighters should have that.
You're right.
The fact that they're doing it for our entertainment.
Cool. But if you and I respect that. I love fighters. I'm one that goes, I even like the journeyman. I like some of the C-class fighters. There's nothing wrong with just maximizing your level of God-given talent. They were guys. I got fucked up every time sparring. I got fucked up. I went in there with hurt arms. I always got fucked up. It's the reality of what it was.
Hey, salute.
Fuck it. Salute. I'm a journeyman. I'm not even a journeyman. I don't even have that. I wish I had that. I wish I could say I was. But what I'm saying is, you as a person, rather than be on Instagram with the fucking money to your ears, you can make other investments. Everyone wants to be this fucking weird Michael Jackson superstar, looking like you bigger than what you are. I'm the opposite. I don't want you to think I'm anything other than what I actually am. I don't want the attention.
Right.
I don't want that.
Right.
Love me for, wow, this motherfucker did something incredible. In a weird way, I kind of respect the Jake Paul situation now, going for more than what he was actually had the ability of doing. The Fury fight, in hindsight, was a big step for him. For a guy who never boxed before, to jump in there with the guy, I think Fury had 10 fights? It's a big step. But he's a little bit of a cheat code, and everyone doesn't have that.
Sure.
Everyone doesn't have that. Max out your own life is stop trying to be on these fucking G5s and these rap videos or all this shit. Just me, I want the Ali. I want to go, damn, man, let me push myself to my fucking limits. I push myself to my limits every fucking day, and I'm falling apart.
Right.
We only get one life, champ.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. This could be for both of y'all. This went on longer than we expected. It did. No, it did.
It almost seems like a episode of Dinner at the Round Table.
Yeah, exactly. You gonna start talking about marriage and everything. You have to get into it. I want to ask this. Is there ever a time for y'all to feel that it's okay for a fighter to cruise? Like, do you feel like that's okay? Near the end, or near the end of his career, do you feel like, okay, so let's talk about, I think, Crawford. Let's bring up Crawford as an example. I think he's 35, 36. If starting now, he doesn't fight like a real named opponent, is that okay?
What do you think, John?
I mean, I think Crawford gets a lot of lack because his resume.
The timing of some of his opponents, right? Sure.
Yeah, Canelo actually kind of like bashed him a little bit, because Crawford offered the fight, like he's willing to go to to 168, like from 147 to 168,
right?
And I'm willing to fight Canelo. Dog, man, that just bro.
Yeah, that's balls. That's goals. I give it to him. But if he doesn't fight anybody of a name, do you feel like okay with that?
I don't think Crawford's like that.
He's not. But would you mind?
Background, what he's been through, like he's not about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Crawford would do that. And he definitely he could have made a lot more money. Like he's a very underpaid fighter.
Yeah.
Arguably.
No,
one of the most underpaid fighters that I've seen.
He was.
Like how you are rated by the majority, the majority as the best pound for pound, but you so underpaid. Like how does that make any sense?
I mean, that is probably promoter, that's, stuff like that. But he tries to seem to be like a better businessman now. But
yeah, he's more independent now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I still want to see him maybe fight one or two tough guys, maybe, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, he can cruise. But he is up there in age. Getting there. He's getting there.
I think Crawford's about legacy.
Yes.
I think he just definitely want to show.
But he's a businessman too. Because if it was all legacy, I think if it was all legacy, his next fight would be Ennis. And that would be one hell of a fight. And if he retired, if he was to fight Ennis and retire, I wouldn't care if he went up to 154 or 160 or 168 or whatever. I wouldn't even care. If he fought Ennis, beat him, and retired, I think he's fine. But if he cruised the rest of the way out, I would be a little surprised, like you said. But I would just like, all right, it is what it is. He did it. So I'm gonna give it to you, Hawk. What do you think? You think if he cruises from here on out, let's say 1 or 2 more fights, maybe 3, no name guy, not no name, but out of their prime, whatever, is that okay?
So yes and no. When you're the cash cow of boxing, I think you should push your limits because of the fact that you're already being rewarded. He was never. Like y'all guys say, he was never.
Yeah, John brought up a good point. Good point. Yeah.
He was never paid well. He was never paid so well, and I think it dawned on him on how underpaid he was when he first tried to negotiate with Spence and people offered him like 20 mil guaranteed. Could you imagine a promoter telling you, yo, you're hard to promote, you're hard to sell, and then you go independent, say, fuck you, Bob Arum, and the first call you get, they go, we giving you 20 mil guaranteed? Yo, now to be honest, yeah, I am gonna be a bit of a dick and coast. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're gonna tell me I'm hard to sell, and then they offer me $20 million. My next couple fights are gonna get the bag. But you give people a pass on a certain level. So Canelo was the cash cow after Mayweather.
Yes.
Heavyweight's always been the cash cow. So we're not talking about Fury, Wilder, AJ. Canelo was the cash cow. Now I think the next reigns is going to be like the small guy Davis and maybe Crawford. Crawford could do both. Crawford could go up and fight Canelo, and that's considered a legacy fight, and he can get the bag.
True.
So he can do both. But it depends. It depends. That's what I'm saying. If you've been someone that ain't get paid your whole career, take your time and get your money.
I mean, this show is about Canelo and Charlo. So the fact that you brought back Canelo is good. That's good. That's a good setup. Because now I'm going to ask you, how good of a chance do you think Crawford actually has against Canelo? Being 3 weight classes below, but being a better boxer than Charlo. I think we're all in agreement that, Crawford is better than Charlo, but he's 3 weight classes smaller. How would you see that fight playing out? if it was to actually happen.
You want to go, John?
All right. I mean, it's a dangerous fight. It is.
For both fighters?
For Crawford, for the simple fact that Canelo has fought fighters at a higher weight level.
Right. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So
let's start cooking, John. Let's start cooking.
So, I mean, like, he actually felt the punching power of that kind of level. But Crawford, again, though, man, this guy is, he's very complete. This guy's very complete. Like, it's crazy. He goes southpaw, orthodox, like, like, it's so natural.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, again, though, man, like, I mean, you know, again, with boxing, though, man, it's one thing about boxing. I love the science of it, you know, and that's why with Crawford, though, man, it is risky, but it, you know, like, I mean, everything is all about the law of belief. If you, you know, believe in yourself, then do it. Do it. You know, I think Crawford really earned that.
Yeah, styles make fights, so it's interesting that would come up. What do you think, Work?
I think it would be a close fight. I think I can see Crawford winning a split decision, and I say this, even though Canelo's much bigger, more powerful than he was when he fought Mayweather. Mayweather was smaller than him, and Mayweather beat the shit out of him. Technically, realistically, he did. He is a better fighter.
He outboxed him though. I don't think he beat him up. But he outboxed him.
He's a better fighter.
Nah, he beat him. He beat him.
So he's a better fighter.
He outboxed him.
He outboxed him. All right, fair. He's a better fighter from that, but I believe Crawford would outbox him. And I think he could win a split decision, even though it probably could be a unanimous or majority, just like we've seen with Bivol. I think he could win a split decision against Canelo, honestly.
All right, to be a devil's advocate, you brought up the Mayweather situation.
Let's go. Please go.
Canelo was struggling to make that weight, and he didn't eat that beef yet. He didn't get caught with the steroid hamburgers, champ. We talking about a different fighter now.
Yo, you hear this guy? Yo.
Yeah. It's not the same Canelo that fought Mayweather, man. This one is on some super burgers.
Nah. We're not gonna do that to Canelo because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why.
No. Did he not get popped? Did he not get popped?
He did, but I'm not going to do that.
Tacos.
I'm not going to do that. The reason why I'm not going to do that because everybody is saying that he's on the downhill. I'm not sure about it, but he didn't stop Ryder. He should have stopped Ryder, who lost 5 times previously, who was stopped once. He didn't stop Ryder. So, you know, maybe he's eating less beef. Maybe he's eating more chickens like fucking Conor Ben over there. I don't know. So,
you guys are killing you right now. My God.
But before we get out of here, let me give my quick opinion on that fight. I think Terrence Crawford actually would have a better chance boxing-wise than maybe a David Benavidez, because David Benavidez is more flat-footed and defensively less responsible. If y'all notice, David Benavidez got an incredible jab, but also whenever he's very susceptible to getting hit because he's always walking people down, very flat-footed.
Right.
But he's bigger and stronger than a lot of people. Not knockout power-wise, just physical strength. He takes a lot of what they dish out and gives it back. Takes a lot of abuse. Yeah. Now Canelo's getting old. He may not have the pop to knock out David Benavidez. If Crawford came in there with the right game plan, I could see it being a complete wash, like 10 rounds to 2 Crawford.
Wow. Yeah.
What? We had a conversation about this, and I couldn't tell you my true opinion about a fight because I know the fighter. This one, I'm coming out saying my true opinion. Motherfucker Crawford washes him.
Washes.
Bold statement, bro.
Washes him. It's gonna
That
look
is a
the
bold
exact same
statement.
way that Mayweather did, just worse because he actually takes risk. He actually goes for it. He won't sit back and just coast. Mayweather truthfully could have beaten the shit out of Canelo and possibly stopped him. It was around the 6th or 7th round. Canelo was sitting on the ropes and it looked like he bent over and started breathing. Looking around the ring like, damn, this little motherfucker's beating my ass. Crawford is actually going to beat his ass if the fight ever happens. And remember, y'all heard Hawk say that shit.
I mean, that fight happens, I'll be surprised. Just to throw in there real quick, we got Boo Boo Andrade versus Benavidez officially.
Yo,
it
is
official. It is official.
Oh.
And now I'll say this, even though we hear plenty of times, oh, this person is going to be mandatory to fight Canelo, what that doesn't always happen, but it's supposed to happen with this fight. No matter who wins, that's going to be if Canelo fights him, that's going to be a tough fight either way. I don't know who wins that fight. Let's try to end on that. Who wins this fight? Benavidez, Boo Boo Andre.
Damn, Mr. Get That Work. That is a great final way to end this shit, man. Cause I'm really like I love this fight.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it because these are like the arguably the most biggest boogeyman in boxing.
Right.
That everyone's been ducking.
yes.
Now they found each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys spoke about Canelo, but Canelo actually, I'll be to be honest, like he ducked both of them.
Yes.
He ducked both of them. Now they finding each other though, which is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, no, it is.
But, it's gonna be a great fight, man. That's gonna be a great fight. Man, Woo Boo, he's very tricky, but Benavidez, man, like he just has that combination. I can't even tell you, man. To me, honestly, it's going to be a 50-50. From my perspective, the way I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a 50-50 fight, man.
I think we heard Hawk just did he took it in. I feel like he want to get something now. Good.
I'm not going to give my opinion yet because I want to watch more film on Boo Boo's last fight. That's it. I just want to look. I know what David Benavidez is. I don't need to watch any film on him.
Okay.
I need to rewatch the last Boo Boo fight. And the thing is, Boo Boo is way more older than a lot of people think. And he's very athletic. So what happens to an older fighter when they lose their athleticism? So I need to watch that last fight and see how much he's lost. Because you never know when someone gets old. You just don't know. So I'm gonna reserve my prediction. I'm not gonna give my prediction yet.
Put it on reserve right now.
Real quick, doesn't he remind y'all of maybe not style wise, but just the same way his career ended up transpiring? Winky Wright, where Winky Wright was beating everyone, really tough fighter, not really a known exciting knockout puncher, but real good skills. And finally, Shane Mosley gave him that shot, and he ended up running with it. But had Shane Mosley never fought him, we would not know who the fuck Winky Wright was.
Possibly, yeah. When it comes to Boo Boo's career, it is it's messed up, like you said. Not a lot of people really wanted to fight him. So I'll say this: the way I see this fight, and I kind of agree definitely with John, just because it seems 50-50 because you got a guy who's pretty experienced, very skillful. Like Hawk said, still athletic. Maybe he could be losing a touch. We don't know yet, but still athletic. But because he didn't take too much damage throughout his whole career, he could still have it. But now you're fighting a young bull who looks taller than you, looks a little bigger than you, and who throws a lot of punches and combinations. So it's like, does the young guy who throws a lot of punches win, or does the older guy with the much more experience win? And it seems like a 50-50 fight. I'm not sure who I lean towards. I would lean a little towards Boo Boo just because I think he's a better fighter than Caleb Plant. So his skills might bail him out, and he may not get hit with some shots that Caleb Plant got hit with. So I would lean a little bit towards him, but his age definitely matters in this fight. And like Hawk said, we don't know if he's going to be old. We don't know. He could be old in a second, just like that. It's close to a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to say this. So, I mean, Benavidez has a slightly better resume than Boo Boo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The reason
answers into the fight. But again, it's still 50-50 though.
The reason that could be though, John, is because he looks a lot more beatable because his flaws are a lot more out there. You may think you could take advantage of it, so you get in there and he starts raining on you with his relentless pressure and power, and you realize, holy shit, I can't take advantage of it. And that almost looked like the way the Caleb Plant would fight look. Caleb Plant was beating him the first 6 rounds. And then
Benavidez?
Yeah. Go back and rewatch that fight.
What fight were you watching, bro?
Shit. You see the pullback? John was just like, hey, yo, chill.
What fight were you watching, bro? Like, I mean,
it wasn't till I think the 7th round.
I don't know if it was 6 rounds, but I would say this, John. Early on the fight, I do agree with Hawk. I'm not sure how many rounds, but early in the fight, Caleb Plant was kind of outboxing him. Benavidez wasn't getting the punches off until a little later. I'm not sure what the rounds. So
all right, so I'm trying to look it up real quick. But what I do remember in that fight was it was somewhere around. All right, boom! I got the scorecards up. It was somewhere around, but before I even look at that, it was somewhere around the 6th or 7th round. David Bennett, and mind you, I got fucking awful memory. David Benavidez hits him with like a power jab or power straight somewhere along, and it hurt him. And you saw him finally hurt Plant in that fight. The whole fight changed, and then it became survival mode for Caleb Plant. So hold on, I'm gonna go look it up real quick because I got the scorecard.
Go ahead. I'm trying to plug in my laptop. It's out of battery now.
I'm gonna keep sipping.
Oh, I got my glasses.
Y'all go ahead and do that work. Yeah, put them glasses back on.
All right. So on one scorecard, they had Caleb Plant winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 5 rounds. Then it was a wash for the rest of the rounds. The other judge card had 1, 2 going to Plant, then the third going to David, 4, 5 going to Plant, and then a wash for the remainder of the fight. The other scorecard had it 1, 2 for Plant, 3, 4 for David, 5 for Plant, and then a wash for the remainder of the fight. So yeah, I don't think I was that far off. A bunch of the judges had it that way. When you go back and look at it, it wasn't a complete wash those early rounds. It wasn't.
I think the fight should have been stopped.
Oh no, definitely. But what I'm saying is those early rounds, he was able to capitalize off of Davis' flaws. It wasn't until he got hurt because of the constant pressure where he realized, this guy may be too much to take out. Yo, this has been dope, man. I love doing the show, man. This is part of the reason why I just can't stop. But it's time for us to get out of here, man. Yo, make sure to follow my boy John Tavor at YouTube, Dinner at the Round Table. He's got a podcast. We have a dope-ass interview on there, too. Check it out, Chin Checkers. We'll check you out later, man.
All right. Sounds like a wrap.
Yeah, I was looking for the N button. I can't find it.
Fucking terrible. Like, I'm over here drinking. You can't find the N button.
The Charles Barkley, terrible.
It's the Chin Checkers podcast, all about the fight game. With Mr. Get That Work and Hawk Von Dame. Grab your device of choice and tune in. You'll